today we're just going to do a simple rundown of the machine and do a quick vehicle diagnosis, just as an example, as a simple training for you to understand how your machine works a little bit better. As you can see, we are on the home page right now. The home page is where you get to all of your features and settings on your machine. Starting from top left, we have diagnosis, which is where you scan your vehicle after plugging in the VCI. Intelligent diagnosis on newer vehicles allows you, when connected to Wi-Fi, to automatically pick up your VIN number through the vehicle's computer. It may not work on older vehicles, however, you can always give it a try. If it doesn't work, you must just enter the VIN manually. The VIN can be found on your license disc or somewhere in your engine bay. Next, we have our maintenance section, which is where all 35 of your maintenance programs are. We have a whole roster of different maintenance features and programs that you can use to diagnose and fix any problems that you have with the vehicle. There are 35 functions here. However, on most of them, there are more functions within each maintenance function preset list. Next up, we have TPMS, which is your tire pressure monitoring system. You have to purchase a separate Thinktool branded TPMS device in order to use this. Next up, we have our module interface, which is where all 7 of our external modules can be controlled through this interface. We have a printer, we have a work light, a thermal imager, a video scope, battery tester, oscilloscope, and a BLE battery tester. All of these modules are purchased separately and connect to the back of the device through the award-winning module interface. Next up, we have remote assistance. Can be controlled via Team Viewer. This is so that our in-house technicians can take control of your device if you are having issues, or if your technician is not currently at the workshop and you need his assistance, he can connect via laptop and control the diagnostic machine remotely. Next, we have ThinkFile, which is where all of your saved diagnostic reports and battery test reports can be found. And then we have our upgrade section, which is where all new available software for newer vehicles that come out can be found. And you can also see the versions and when you updated previously for all vehicle coverage. Next up, we're going to do a quick vehicle diagnosis. So we're going to go into diagnosis and we're going to click demo. Demo simulates basically any other vehicle that's on this list. 95% of all vehicles are covered on the Thinktool Master and Master 2. And then click demo, click OK. Next, we have several preset vehicle brands to choose from. I'm going to choose VW here. Next up, we can see our topology of our vehicle system. A standard OBD has 3 different systems: K-Line, H-CAN, and MS-CAN. With the Thinktool Master 2, it can support FD-CAN as well through the TVCI interface, which means it will be able to support electric vehicles when they become modernized. So what we're going to do is do a smart scan, and it's going to check each individual module in the vehicle. If the separate module highlights red, that means there is an error code in that module. If it highlights green, that means we are all okay in that module. Now that our system scan is complete, we can see where there are issues in the vehicle. It's showing us here that there are 3. However, there are 2 on the ECM, which means there's actually 4 issues here. What we will do is click on Systems List at the top to go through each individual module. As we can see, the first 3 are highlighted red, which may indicate there is an issue. The rest are highlighted green, indicating there are no issues. We can then drop down Engine Control Module where we have an issue. It gives us 2 fault codes, P2187 and P0304, indicating we have System 2 lean at idle in Bank 1, and second fault code is Cylinder 4 misfire detected. What we can then do is click Enter, and here we can break down the information about the fault codes. What we want to do first is read the DTC, which means you can actually read each individual fault code, and there are different ways we can break down and diagnose this fault code. We have freeze frame, code search, and data stream. What we're going to do first is code search, as it's the easiest. So what code search entails is that it will search Google with the fault code. It will give you access to tips, forums, videos on YouTube, and part numbers for the systems that you need, depending on the issue at hand, based on the fault code. What we can do is we can also do a freeze frame, which means it will live read everything associated with this particular module, and we can see it real time, so we can actually save this, monitor it later, look back at it, or send it to somebody who has more insight into this exact problem. What we can do now is we can actually generate a report for these 2 fault codes. We click OK. Over here you would want to select, fill in the information for your shop if you want to. You absolutely don't need to do this if you don't have to. Once we've generated this report, we can actually save it to our file system, and from here we can share it via Bluetooth or via email. After we've gone through Google, diagnosed, and we think we've fixed the issue, we can clear our DTCs here. And now what we want to do is drive the car for a few kilometers, come back to the workshop if we can drive the car, and we want to do another scan, smart scan of our system. We want to see if those fault codes come back up. So we can see here it's detected one fault code, which is those same two fault codes. So now we have confirmed that this is an actual issue with the car. After rescanning, we're going to generate a full report. Okay, then we click report. Here we can see we have a full report with everything that we scanned. What we can do now is save this and go back to our home screen. Once we go to Think File, Diagnostic Report, the very top one is the report we just generated. What you can do now is save and then share this. And then we can share this to the relevant parties, whether it be ourselves so we can break it down further, or we send it to a dealership or an insurance or whatever you may need it for. Alright, so that was a simple run through of how to diagnose a vehicle. Please stay tuned. We do have more videos on different things, such as key programming for our other modules. And please remember, you can call us anytime if you need any more assistance with your machine.